The American Civil War, beginning in 1861, was the bloodiest conflict in U.S. history, with the exception of World War II. Over the course of 4 years, more than 625,000 Americans were killed. The war marked a key changing point in the United States. At the midway point in the war, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln put forth the Emancipation Proclamation, saying that all slave states in the Confederate States were now free. At the end of the war, slavery was finally abolished and banned from the Constitution, among other things. After the war and the Reconstruction period, the southern states had to find a way to make money. Now that their slaves had been freed and a large amount of farms burned, many farmers were without money. People suffered and died of starvation throughout this period, where the South was occupied by the U.S. Army and forced to abolish the use of slaves that had made growing and selling cotton so easy. The South was literally destroyed because of the war. It took years to rebuild and trillions of dollars in the day's money. Whole cities were even burned to the ground, like Atlanta, Georgia. 150 years later, the scars of the Civil War remain. Used bullets riddle the farms and countryside of the South. Families were even torn apart, but good has come of the Civil War too. African Americans, who previously had been forced into slavery from birth if they lived in the South, were now free U.S. citizens who could vote. It wasn't until over 100 years later, in the 1960s, that Africans living in America could participate in the United States as full citizens. They were given the right to go to same schools, sit in the same spots, and even run for higher political offices, just as whites could.